two, three. How do you even get into the trades of I&E? This is the question that I probably get the most often, and I've covered with a lot of not only just my own friends and guys that I've met in the field that are in different, even in different crafts, trying to get themselves into the I&E space. Um, there's a couple of good avenues to get yourself through this, and there's no right or wrong way. I was very fortunate early in my career that I had some people through a personal network that kind of helped me get started. I actually started in this without even my associate's degree. I started with a little bit of an electrical background, and then I had the desire to learn and was really willing to go out and spend a lot of time reading about everything from what is HART actually, how does that communication protocol work, what about foundation field bus, how do field devices take a pressure signal and convert that into an electrical output, uh, which is something I recommend to anybody. Your future value is going to be based, one, on your technical proficiency in this field, but also how much are you willing to be humble and a sponge and be willing to work. Um, so getting into this field, to me, like in my opinion, the biggest ways you can go about doing this are, one, go to school, get your certificate, get your associate's degree in instrumentation. If anybody's in the Gulf Coast region, the greater Houston area, I know that schools like San Jack, Lee College, Brazosport College, all of these schools like this offer associates in instrumentation. That is probably the most surefire way to get yourself in with a large employer, if that's what your goal is right off the bat. And I'll make another video talking about what it's like to actually work for a large employer, like a major oil and gas or petrochem company, versus starting as a contractor. I actually did the first bit of time as a contractor, which is if you're not uh, pursuing the degree immediately, but you have a little bit of experience, and you can go get your NCCR certifications. The NCCR certification is probably the base level certification that you're going to need at any field level position that you're going to get in the Gulf Coast region. But if you have the NCCR and a little bit of experience, you're going to be just as valuable on paper as somebody who has an associate's in instrumentation and no experience. They those are really the two biggest pieces of advice that I have. You're going to have two pathways. If you're somebody who wants to start more hands-on and learn from the ground up, read as much as you can. Do as much studying on your own as possible. Look at it. Go look up information on the NCCR exam. There are plenty of pre-tests out there. Go get online, look for NCCR instrumentation pre-test or questions revolving around that, and go take it. I think you can take it 2 or 3 times before there's any kind of cool down period where you're going to have to go through and wait another 6 months or a year, whatever the case may be. Take it once to get an idea of what where you're strong, where your deficiencies are, because they'll give you a report at the end that'll break it down by process control theory or electrical theory, and kind of give you areas of where you need to spend your focus on trying to learn. And this is the same thing for somebody who has their associates. Still get your NCCR in instrumentation, because I think for some companies that is the minimum requirement. Some will require an associate's or a couple of years of experience to get in, but if you have that pathway to a contractor, take that. If you can get yourself in, apply to everybody. Apply to any IEC contract organization that you can find. Apply to all of them. There are a lot of people that will allow people that are hungry to come in and get their opportunity to get started that way. And I was very blessed, and that's the manner that I was able to get started. And it's blossomed into a tremendous career for me since then. Just because I was able to take that and run with it, and very willing to work and continue to progress myself in my education and learn things along the field level. And it's allowed me to grow into positions that you wouldn't traditionally get without being that hungry and being able to get it. Again, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. But the two pathways, one, generally speaking for me, are, again, to reiterate, one, with less experience or just going to get your NCCR, start with the contract world. And that's going to give you exposure to large plants and small plants. You'll get an idea of what feel is really right for you, because they are two very different career paths, working for a large company versus a small company. And the other is, if you want to just bridge straight into that, go get your associates, and that will give you a better position to maybe get there from the start, because there are recruiters that'll come in and look for people from these colleges and things like that while you're getting your associates. It's not a guarantee. Just because you do go get your associates in instrumentation does not mean that you'll be able to immediately go hop in it. The Exxon Mobil of the world, or whatever the case is. You may still have to go through the contract route. So it's a catch-22 in what you're going to do. The associates just may open a few more doors for you, but it's generally not a necessity. All right, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. I'd be more than happy to help you guys in your career paths as well. Have a good one.